It started as a peaceful protest.
Black Lives Matter!
Thousands were marching through downtown Dallas, protesting officer-involved shootings in Minnesota and Louisiana. Suddenly, shots were fired. You can see the moment it happened. Downtown Dallas became a war zone. Citizens ran for cover. Officers ran towards the gunfire and towards the wounded and desperately tried to find a gunman who was heavily armed.
So I turn around, and he looks at me and the other gentleman. He goes, "Somebody's gonna die tonight." Cocks it back, man. By the time he already had his rifle out, cop cars passing by, he just unloads on the cop car.
Well, I was with my team. I was there.
DPD Sergeant Ivan Gunter led a team that included officers Patrick Zamaripa, Michael Crow, and Lauren Aarons. Within minutes, those 3 officers were fatally wounded.
Over a third of my team was eliminated in less than 2 minutes.
We've got shots fired. Officer down. I repeat, officer has been down.
A WFAA photojournalist captured Sergeant Gunter and other officers rushing into the open. Bullets were still flying as they tried to help Officer Zamaripa. They pulled him into a nearby squad car.
He didn't have the strength to get himself out of the way. And that's something you're not prepared to see.
Zamaripa was rushed to the hospital.
I need him in the car. I need him in the hospital ASAP because I had a suspect to take down.
Meanwhile, the shooter moved towards El Centro College. A bystander captured Dart police officer Brent Thompson confront him. Officer Thompson was killed in the shootout, but managed to wound the gunman. Officers believe his bravery slowed the shooter down and forced him to find a place to hide.
I'll go to my grave knowing that he's the one who shot Micah in the arm.
WFAA obtained surveillance video from inside El Centro College that has never been seen before. Officers inside heard the gunfire and started towards the door when suddenly bullets shattered the glass.
Anybody get down, get back!
Sergeant John Abbott was in the chaos.
And doors exploded. The next thing you know, I'm on my backside.
Students and teachers were still inside. Some of them ran for cover, while others had no idea a gunman had shot his way into the building and was stalking the halls. Watch closely. A student is seen walking down a hallway. 36 seconds later, the shooter moved into the same area. The SWAT team was 19 seconds behind him. Another camera captured the gunman as he walked up a stairwell, bleeding and carrying a high-powered rifle. The Dallas SWAT team was closing in, now just seconds behind him.
We saw blood trail, and we just started following the blood trail, and we got in the stairwell. And this stairwell is like a kill box.
Larry Gordon was a DPD negotiator who spent hours talking to the gunman.
To go in that school was the hardest thing ever done, absolute hardest thing ever done. To think that I'm going to die inside this school.
Can you see in there? I got looks like blood.
Let's go.
Officers showed heroism that night, putting themselves in the line of fire. Sergeant Gunter had also made his way inside and paired up with Sergeant Abbott.
He turned around and goes, "Stop, we need a tactical column. I've got a heavy vest in, I'll never forget this. I've got a heavy vest on. I need somebody to get behind me. He's gonna have to shoot me in the head to kill me. Let's go."
Let's be honest, I'm angry. Still angry over it. And yeah, once I saw my friend, my colleague, my officer get hurt, anger's the nice word. The nicest word I can come up with on it. And I wanted to get that guy.
Sergeant Mike Smith was the last officer shot just before the shooter barricaded himself. Sergeant Sean Pease was with Smith at the hospital as he was taken into the ER.
I remember everybody at, full attention saluting as we passed.
Sergeant Smith had one final request.
He had a rosary to go out because he didn't know where it was. Go out to the ambulance, and start looking for it.
Pease never saw his friend again. 5 officers were killed that night. Dallas police officer Sergeant Michael Smith, Senior Corporal Lauren Aarons, Officer Michael Crow, Officer Patrick Zamaripa, and Dart Officer Brent Thompson. 9 other officers and 2 civilians were wounded. 10 years later, the pain is still there and the anger at the lives lost. but the heroism also lives on.
So, stand up. I may not feel it that day, but I'm standing up. I may be sick of it, but I'm standing up. You're not knocking me out.
July 7th was a night of terrible loss, but it was also a night that showed Dallas exactly what courage looks like. In Dallas, I'm Rebecca Lopez.